Hello guys, welcome to Black and White Soul channel. Ciao ragazzi, I hope all is going well in this period. So here we go again. I thought it would be nice to share with you a little bit of news and to have a session and to have a press review together about the main newspaper in Italy that are talking about our black and white colors, about Juventus. So let's have a look at the main one. Tuttosport today was saying that finally the football player of Juventus, they finished their quarantine, and some of them they came back on their houses. Of course, there are still Dybala, Rugani, and Maitudi that are still self-isolated in quarantine, and I guess a new test for the COVID-19 is going to be done at the end of March to see if they recovered well all together. So all the rest, they are back to their houses. They're enjoying with their families, and Cristiano Ronaldo is still in Madeira in Portugal. Then Douglas Costa is in Brazil, is due to come back on 4th of April. And then Bentancur and Higuain, they're respectively in Uruguay and Argentina, and Khedira in Germany. A little bit of the market, what's the news today? They were suggesting, they've done a kind of a quick questionnaire around the sports directors and football managers in Italy to understand who is the best football player that we can put on the side of Ronaldo and Dybala for next season. And most of them, they were replying with one name, Gabriel Jesus. They were saying that this is the one that is more likely to be a great match with Ronaldo and either with Dybala, because can play in different positions. In fact, I would like to ask your opinion, what you think. I really like Gabriel Jesus. He's a fast football player. He can literally be an alter ego of Douglas Costa. I could imagine both of them playing of different wings, and would be devastating. So let me know, guys, what you think. They're also giving a feedback about not a good idea of exchanging, swapping Icardi with Pjanic, because they believe that Pjanic is still a good player for us, and the Juventus, when he plays in top performance, plays really well. And then there is a news also about Pogba, which we will call, and we usually call in Italy, Pogback. Was the news, other news. So it was a big fight there, which personally I find it a bit ridiculous, between our president Agnelli and Lotito, which is the president of Lazio. He wants to start again the season. He feels that this year will be the one that Lazio could win the Scudetto, and is relying a lot about data, about the thankfully, a reduction of spread of the coronavirus. So he's thinking about that. He's looking forward to start again the season, whereas all the other presidents, including our CEO Agnelli, he is caring more about health, as I do believe is most appropriate to do and to think. So he's thinking about, first having Italy out of this very tough period, and after, if there is still time, think about when to start the season, or put just a stone on this season and think about the next one. So there's this fight between them, which again, personally, I think it's quite ridiculous. I want to have your opinion. I want to understand what you think. Even share with me if you have other cases in your respective countries. If you can hear about that in other countries, about when the football is going to start again. Another news about you will remember all the black and white souls and strong supporters. You will remember, it's still, I think, a little bit painful when we think about Calciopoli, when our Juventus was constrained to go relegated in second division in Serie B. We lost a lot of players. We had a huge financial damage there because we lost a lot of money and a lot of millions, and then we had to rebuild and start from the scratch. So there is Giraudo, our ex general director, that he went to the European Court for the human rights. So he believes he's supporting the case. He's supported by a lawyer that did the case, the trial Bosman. So I think we could have here a really great chance to listen more, to understand more, because what he is believing and what he's basically bringing on the table is the thing that the time that was given even to the lawyer that took the defense of Juventus at the respectively Giraudo, Moggi and Bettega, which was the three managers that at the time were running Juventus. It's a kind of too short. So they apparently gave like 1 week, which was even not enough to read all the documentation that was given, about I think 7,000 pages. And this is extremely ridiculous. And so he's trying to appeal to the European Court for the Human Rights. So we will follow this topic. I'll keep you posted because it's really, really interesting, especially for us, because again, I guess you know how painful it was back 2006 when we had to start from Serie B. And I remember I was living in Turin, and the only year I was living in Turin for a project I was doing. It was really, really unfair that I could not watch our Juventus playing with the top team in Serie A. Then what else? Today was a talk about UEFA. UEFA had a chat with the top team association, and apparently they were talking the possibility to postpone the end of the Europe League and also the Champions League. There are two cases. One option could be that first they finish the respective national championship in each country, and then after that they can focus on the last phase of the European Cups, Europa League and Champions League. Or there is the hypothesis number two, where they can run together at the same time and have a kind of sprint little tournament, especially for the Cup, Europa League and Champions League. So this is something that we will hear more, I'm sure, in the next days. Also because there is a limit for the transfer market. I heard some rumors. They were saying there is a possibility that this is moved. Usually they close at the end of August or the beginning of September. They were saying that must be postponed to end of October. We will hear more about that. Then what else we have here? We got here our ex-goalkeeper, Tacconi. I remember it was great. Although he left, he has always this spirit of black and white soul. He is one of us. He has black and white soul until that he can say something. He will always support our colors. And he's saying, he's the opinion that the exchange between Pjanic and Icardi could be a great one. He's just excited. He's excited about the idea of taking Icardi finally and definitely from Inter. And he wants to see Icardi with our t-shirt, our jersey, and he believes that he's going to play very, very, very well. And so his idea would be really, really exciting to see this player Juventus together with Dybala and Ronaldo. Then we have other news. We have other news about Dybala talking with his girlfriend about how tough it was when they got affected by the virus 3-4 days ago, while having problem of breathing with lungs and everything. They were saying that anyway now they are fine, and they will get the next test, as I said before earlier, on the 31st of March. And apparently they are fine at home. Juventus is bringing them food. Hopefully they will be fine as soon they will be fully recovered for our Gioia to be better and back to the pitch. Pjanic here is a nice video on Sky Sport. Pjanic is spending his time. You can recognize this nice jersey of Mandzukic. He's spending time playing at PlayStation. He's spending time at home. He went back home, and they're fine. They finished the quarantine period, and now they are all back to their houses. And the last news for today, guys, is about the next striker that next year we want to see together with Ronaldo and Dybala, which I believe, from the rumors, from my personal belief, are the only one that next year will be sure to play at Juventus, at least as far as we know until now. So there are few names. I will gonna show you the 5 of them, and I want to have your opinion. The first one is Icardi. Icardi is 27 years old, as you know, player of Inter, is on loan of Paris Saint-Germain. This year he did very, very well. 31 appearances and 20 goals. He has an average of 0.64 goals per match, so quite high in terms of scores, and is the candidate number 1 to be at Juventus next year. The second one they're talking about is Gabriel Jesus. We saw before, already in Italy, has got a great consensus to play at Juventus, and a lot of Italian newspapers are talking about this possible new purchase for Juve for the next year. He is younger than Icardi, 22, 23 years old, 39 appearances this year and 18 goals. So a little bit lower than average score or score ratio of Icardi, 0.46 goal per match, but definitely still a great player. Imagine, as I said before, him and Douglas Costa and then Ronaldo in the middle. It would be a really joy for our eyes to see them play. And then we got Haaland. I'm sure you all know this great football player, very, very young but talented. Still becomes a mystery the reason why we didn't purchase him. I guess because he wanted to play always on the first team and not sit on the bench. 19 years old. This year between Salzburg and Borussia Dortmund, the new team that purchased him on the transfer market window of January, he has got in total 33 appearances and 40 goals, guys. 40 goals, my friends. This guy has an average of 1.2 goals per match. It's a giant, he's fast, he's hungry, he wants to win. I think it's a great profile. I'm sure next year there's going to be a lot of top teams looking at him. And his manager, Mino Raiola, he has already put, I think, a close of 75 million there. So I'm sure there's going to be a huge talking about this great player that for sure has a future ensured. And then we got another case. This is just a new, let's say, coming in our top 5. It's Ferran Torres. It's a player of Valencia. He plays more external. It's more like Cuadrado, Douglas Costa. Very, very young as well. 20 years old. 35 appearances this year and just 6 goals. But it's a great talent. They say that it's going to explode pretty soon. And also Juventus has got the eyes on him. The next one is Harry Kane. This is a great player. I personally love this player. It's devastating. For people that like me live in UK, you can see in Premier League, also Champions League and the national team how many goals he scored. This year, he's 26 years old, more or less Icardi age. This year, although he got an injury, very serious injury, He has got 25 appearances and already 17 goals plus 12 on national team. So same average, a little bit better than Icardi. And yeah, guys, so those are the top 5 striker for the next year that Juventus is thinking to buy. I want to have your opinion. I want to understand from you what you think about those guys, what you think in general about the news, and do please comment if you want to cover something during our videos, but also to propose something for our next live streaming session. Okay, guys, again, I say you have a great evening, afternoon, a good morning, a good lunch, depend where you are. Once again, it's a pleasure to talk with you, Black and White Souls. I remember, again, soon and together we're gonna win. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.